I had a bit of a shock this morning. I got an email from the airline that I booked tickets to Canada with, telling me that our flight had been modified, and it took me a while to work out how they'd been modified. I looked at the details, I looked at the time. Well, the time looks the same. Whatever. It took me a couple of minutes to realise that they've moved it. They've moved the day. Like, that's okay, you can go a day later. So that wasn't very impressive. Uh, I could move everything. I could move the first part of our holiday without any cost. But that's not the point. I want to arrive on the day that we've decided we will arrive. We're expecting to arrive then. Our house sitters are arriving on a certain day. It would mean being with them for another day. All of the logistics. So I've asked for a refund, which I believe that I'm fully entitled to. And it wasn't an expensive flight. It was actually quite cheap. And I think the problem is that, my thoughts about them are, if you can do that to me now 5 months before we travel, will I be a week late by the time we get to May? That's possible, isn't it? I don't want you to keep modifying my flight. So I'm now attempting to book through Air Canada, which is much more expensive, but I feel that Air Canada will be more reliable, have more flexibility, and if they have to reschedule stuff, it will be rescheduling by a later flight, not a day later or 2 days later. So yeah, that was a bit of a shock. I have been making soup. I had 2 chicken carcasses in the freezer that I keep for that purpose, and I've put them on the top of the wood burner with a load of veg and some water and some garlic. And I didn't use stock because I sort of think, well, the chicken's going to create a stock, but I didn't use stock. I put pepper in, I put chili in, some salt, and I've got some grated butternut squash that I've just added at the last minute, and I've taken all the chicken bones out, as many as I can. They're so fine, aren't they, chicken bones? So I used my plungy thing. What's it called? Doing this the other day with my sister, trying to remember what it is. The thing that you plunge and blend, a stick blender. Used my stick blender. Really difficult with my hands because I can't use my thumbs like you would normally, but I managed it. But I could hear bits of noises, so I know that there's still bones in it. It looks like sludge. Luckily, the only person that I have to feed is Mark, and he'll eat anything. So I don't think he can hear this, but I'm not going to tell him that he might find tiny little bone fragments in it. It tastes okay. I've added a bit of chicken stock to it though, and a bit of salt, because it to me it was bland. I haven't taken any analgesia today, which is a bit of a shock. I can't remember. When I get up in the morning, I take my steroids and my blood pressure tablets, and I normally take a Doliprane, which is paracetamol. I'm not sure whether I did or didn't this morning. It's possible I didn't, and I haven't taken anything all day. Well, that's the first time for weeks that I've not taken analgesia, and it's certainly the first time for weeks that I've not had to take paracetamol and codeine. So I'm very happy. I'm just verging on the should I take something, but it's now 20 to 7, and I'd rather hang on now until bedtime, because if I take it now at 20 to 7, the 4 hour gap won't be until after midnight, and I don't want to risk not being able to take any before bed if I need them. So I will take them before bed, otherwise I wake up in the middle of the night needing them. So, but I'm really pleased about that, and it's probably just a one-off. It's probably just one of those days, but I'm making the most of it. I'm really happy about that. I did the painting video, and I realised you can't see the end result of that first go over the canvas with modelling paste and paint. So what I will do is I will upload a photo of it, and then you can say what you see, what you think, what should come next, what you would do if it were you. I need time to look at it and think about what I'm going to do next, and that's what happens with these. It's like they evolve. I really enjoyed slapping all that on, mixing those up, and making that the colours on there, and um, but I'd be interested to hear what you think. But I'll upload a still photo because I know that you, because I did that time lapse, you can't see it. Um, it's -2. It went to -3 last night, but when we got up at 7 this morning, it had gone up to 1. So, but it's dropping really quickly tonight. So we've got very cold weather this weekend, and then I think it's going to warm up, and we got rain next week. So the weather's going to come in from the southwest, I think. I spoke to my friend earlier this afternoon in North Devon, and they've got snow. And she said that, and she went out to walk the dogs this morning. She really used to, when she was younger, used to enjoy walking in the snow, but she found it really unpleasant and didn't enjoy it. Luckily, what they've got are rescued greyhounds. So the rescued greyhounds only need one massive burst of energy a day, and then that's it. So she hasn't got to walk them again. We haven't got snow on our forecast, but I sort of wonder whether the snow, whether as we move round to weather from the southwest with rain, whether we will get some snow. I'm not sure. I think that's it. What day is it? It's Saturday. We've not really done anything. Yeah, we haven't really. Poor Mark, he's very slow at typing. And he sat yesterday sending an email to Hugh. Hello, Hugh. I know you're not looking, but you're listening. He was writing an email to Hugh, and Mark is a one finger typist. And as what it happens frequently on his laptop, he can be, he was 3/4 of the way through his email, which takes him a long time to get to, and all of a sudden the text disappears. He doesn't get as angry as I would get if that happened to me. It amazes me. He's very patient. I mean, he does. You hear him swearing in there, and then he goes, "Oh, I'll do it again tomorrow." And I'd be really, really pissed off if that happened, especially if I was as slow as him. It takes him hours. So what I've suggested is that I've given him the Bluetooth keyboard, and he can do it on his tablet. So that's what he's doing, and so far that's working. So hopefully that will work for him. His laptop's been doing that for a long time. He quite often loses an email in his. Well, he's got Soho Mail, so I'm not sure if it's him that's losing it, his laptop that's losing it, or the cloud. I don't know, but we'll see. Anyway, you'll get this on Sunday morning, and you will have had the very slow watching the birds eating the berries on I think it's the Pyracanthus, which you may or may not have enjoyed, depending on if you don't mind patiently watching slow TV. I watched the latest Living in Loire vlog, which was very clever, very funny, very clever. I highly recommend you go and have a look. If you haven't already, I recommend you subscribe. And yeah, I really enjoyed that. Okay, take care. See you another time.